All right, here we go. Can't believe it. We made it to double digits, man.
Double
Double.
digits. That's crazy. I told you stop counting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 10. 10 podcasts. Anyway, my name is David. That's my brother Ray, and we are.
Preachers from the bleachers.
That's right. Here we go. So, just to remind everybody, we're here on YouTube. You can see us here if you want, or you can see us on Spotify and or anchor.fm/preachers from the bleachers. So, please make any comments, suggestions for content, whatever. We'll talk about anything. That's who we are. So, and forward it to anyone you think might be interested. So, without further ado, let's go to the hot hand. So, big thing this week, man, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace. So, they found a noose in his garage in Talladega, Alabama. So, I got to say, I'm heartened by the support that he got from all the other drivers and their garages as well. But man, that's just a stupid thing to have anywhere. It really is.
Did you hear what the FBI said?
They said that it's been there since October
of 2019.
2019, yes.
So somehow, so NASCAR is relieved. They saying this is the best possible outcome.
Well, I think, after finding it, yeah, probably. I mean, because nobody knew who was going to be in that garage. Those are assigned like randomly after, like at certain times, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, some idiot put it in there months ago, not knowing who was going to be in there.
I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna even take it one step further. I don't know if you heard that they were using it to like pull a garage door or something.
Yeah.
I'm not a Boy Scout, never been a sailor.
Yeah.
So like somebody still got to explain to me. I still want to know who did it. Like NASCAR, not NASCAR. I mean, like it's a damn noose.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless somebody can explain to me that a noose is the absolute most perfect thing in the planet to pull a garage door or maybe pull an engine out of a car, you couldn't figure out any other knot. You did that noose because what?
Because you're goofing around tying knots.
You don't in
one. You don't leave.
You don't goof around and tie a noose. Like you find a different knot. It doesn't even cross my mind. For example, I'm going to for a second assume it was somebody white.
Okay, that's fair enough.
As a black man, we don't have the luxury to go outside and not think. Today could be your last day. Today, I might get pulled over. Today, wear your seatbelt. Make sure you're not doing nothing stupid. They looking, right? So I'm saying it never crossed whatever white man this was, assuming it was a white man.
Yeah.
It never crossed his mind that this would ever be seen. So it doesn't matter. Like that's the white male process when they think. For example, I know you, right? I know you, you know what I mean? Like, if you knew how to tie a noose, you would say, I'm going to find a different way to tie the damn knot because this could, on the smallest of chances that this could be seen and found out and come back to me. That never crossed his mind. He didn't give a damn, whoever it was, and to know... Somebody again, I'm not a noose tire. I don't tie knots. Somebody tell me that the noose is good to use for something else other than hanging folk.
No, it's not. But I will say this about that. When I was a kid, I would tie a noose every once in a while just because I'd see like a Western, like a Clint Eastwood or something like that, and I'd be fiddling around with a rope and it never, ever, ever crossed my mind that could be something racist. It didn't.
But once it...
But yeah, I'm an adult now, and I would not do it now. There's no way.
At 12, whenever you realized, oh, this knot I've been tying is not a good idea, you start tying different knots.
Yeah. I'm saying if there is any reason that I mean, I can't think. It's the stupidest thing ever to have to leave it there.
I'm trying to give whoever the benefit of the doubt, but instead of saying they tried to flip this on Bubba and say, well, this is a publicity stunt. They tried to basically come out and say my man was Jesse Smollett.
Just Smollett.
You're doing this to, further the cause or something. Come on now, man. Look, I mean, as black, white, no matter what your race might be, we all have done some suspect things as a race.
Yeah.
This is not the time. If Jesse Smollett would not pull a Jesse Smollett right now.
No.
Under the current climate. You see what I'm saying? So for people to, come out and try to, man, I'm sitting there watching ESPN and just like, wow, they really actually was saying that the guy did it himself. Like,
did they actually say that he maybe did it himself?
They didn't say. They never said Bubba Wallace did it.
Okay.
Well,
they said that a kid that was working for his crew or something saw it, and before he said anything or did anything, he walked along the other garages and looked to see what their pull ropes looked like, to see if it was like just this one or all of them, and it was just that one. So before they reported it, they did check out and say, okay, is this just us or?
And then 13 FBI agents roll up on the scene. Man, that kind of hurt my feelings too. The FBI rolled up for 13 FBI agents rolled up for one damn noose. And we still got people out here killing black folk. Why y'all not investigating police departments? Like y'all should rolled up on police departments in Minneapolis and Atlanta and wherever else black people have being killed unjustly. Come on, man. Like, it's just amazing what we do sometimes, but I digress. So as far as we know, it wasn't
malicious,
racially intent.
Yeah. But it was still a dumb thing to leave there.
You know how you and I, we argue all the time about racist or racial. It might have not been racist, but it's damn sure racial, and that should have at least crossed your mind. And whoever did it should still deserve to be somewhat. There has to be some kind of punishment, a little more than racial sensitivity class.
Yeah. I mean, I have a different perspective than you, so I can see how somebody might have done that and left it there and not have thought twice about it being racial or anything like that. I can see that, and boy, that person I'm sure feels really freaking stupid right now. But still, you can't do that stuff. You can't. There's no reason at all to leave that.
And the reason why I believe it was racist and not racial.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm not saying that whoever did it didn't use it for the purpose that they're saying it was used for. What I'm saying is you like making nooses. You was practicing your craft for something else. If you didn't, you would come out, in my opinion, especially in this climate, and say, I'm dumb, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
It's something I learned, just like racism is learned. I didn't know that this was something horrible to do and didn't think. If you're not a racist, come out to the world and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. like you can do that and people are still going to call you a racist. So it's going to happen. So I understand not wanting that heat on you either. If you did something stupid, you're like, oh crap, I didn't think it would be taken like that. I get it, man. I'm just, I'm more heartened by the fact that Bubba Wallace got the support he did from the people in NASCAR. And I want to look more at that as a positive step forward, that every race team out there pushed his car to the finish line and walked with him and had his back. So, and NASCAR is making some steps. I like that they've made the decision, which is freaking decades overdue, not to fly the Confederate flag anymore over the races.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're still going to have all the rednecks in their RVs and all that kind of crap out there camping out, running that thing up over their RVs. So I don't know how. What's that?
They highly pissed right now. Just
they are
during the time that they was pushing Bubba.
Yeah.
Or during the race, but at some point during that event, some guy did a flyover or paid for a flyover that said defund NASCAR with his Confederate flag.
With, like, that's you. Well, hey, Dipstick, you're the one funding NASCAR, camping out for every freaking race.
Right.
So
with all that money you got, you doing flyovers?
Yeah. So, you know, I can't fathom why in the first place they ever flew a Confederate flag over races. I mean, what does it have to do with racing? I know it's a Southern thing, but I mean, racing is everywhere. I mean,
what the hell does playing a national anthem before any sporting event has to do with any sports? It's still a flag. I was asking this question back in 1990 when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Why we play the national anthem? Somebody tell me why. I'm sure there's a reason it started for something.
I don't know. It's tradition. I have no idea. That's the only thing I can come up with.
I know. But when we were in school, I'm just old enough to know there was a time in school where you had to raise your hand and pledge allegiance to the flag.
Yeah.
Now, lucky for me, the school I went to, we didn't have to do such nonsense. But I do know that other people who went to other schools had to pledge allegiance.
Yeah.
They took that out, but yet we still got to play the national anthem and stand for the national anthem at a sporting event that I paid for.
Yeah. I don't know. It's people's idea of patriotism, I guess. I don't know.
What patriotism and supporting your favorite team is not the same thing. Maybe unless you're the New England Patriots. That seemed good. That seemed like that go together.
I'm a patriot to the Dallas Mavericks.
And you should be standing for the Dallas Mavericks flag.
I pledge allegiance to the Dallas Mavericks of Dallas, Texas, of America.
Under Mark Cuban.
Under Mark Cuban. One basketball team under Mark Cuban.
Undivided.
With Luka and Porzingis for all.
That sounds beautiful.
And Dirk. Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, so I hope that I like that NASCAR is finally taking the flag off. It's stupid to me again that you would fly it up there. It's ridiculous. I understand having your state flag and whatever the race is in and all that kind of stuff, but it's stupid to fly that flag over races for as long as they have. And I know it's still going to be in the parking lots, and idiots trying to make a point out of it. But
is it?
And somebody is petitioning Mississippi to remove it from their state flag, and I can't understand why they haven't done that yet either. I know South Carolina.
South Carolina took theirs down?
I don't know. I know they had it on the State House a long time ago, and I thought they took that down years ago, but I could be wrong about that.
NCAA. If they took it down, I remember the NCAA said, hey, we'll play games at the University of South Carolina, their home games.
Yeah.
But as far as bringing like a March Madness tournament to this state, it had never happened until you take the flag. That was years and years ago.
Right. And so that should be an easy decision for South Carolina because it's not actually part of their flag. The Mississippi one, though, it is actually in their freaking flag. Like it's a corner of their flag.
So they got to get a whole new flag.
Yeah, they got a completely new flag, which that shouldn't be hard to do. Have a design contest and school kids all over Mississippi send in whatever.
Make a new flag.
Right. Make it a state thing. Everybody gets involved. That's fine. That's really easy.
Flag.
Yeah.
A new flag. The whole America. Let's get a new flag.
The whole America.
Absolutely, man. I still want to rewrite the whole Constitution. Constitution was written for rich white men in power by rich white men in power. Right? There were no women there. There were no Native Americans there.
Right.
we're a different country. I hear people, stand on that Constitution the same way they do with that flag, but we don't even cook the same way that we did when that Constitution was made, right? So I think we should have, one man and one female of every race sit down, whoever the smart people is, which could be a whole nother issue, because there's some people that I don't want to represent me. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I take that back, because when I first came up with this idea, there was no Michelle and Barack. I'm pretty sure black people can agree, if we're gonna have one black man and one black female represent us at the writing of the Constitution, we choose them, and it would be an easy choice for us.
What?
But Michelle,
you wouldn't take like Missy Elliott?
I mean, she can rewrite the national anthem.
Yeah, all right. That'd be pretty good, actually. Mariah Carey can sing it. She'll do a duet with Missy Elliott and Mariah Carey.
Mariah is truly American, ain't she? Like half black, half Irish, half Blackanese or something other. What I mean?
She's a melting pot in herself.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like to melt inside her pot. Man, go on with the next
topic. Hey, mute, mute. All right, you're gonna get phone calls from somebody now for. All right, next. Let's move on. NBA. So, man, Nikola Jokic tested positive for COVID-19.
Bye, Nikola.
I know. Malcolm Brogdon in Indiana tested positive. Bertrans from Washington, Davis Bertrans, opted out, and he's having a great year. Going to get a good contract. Trevor Ariza opted out. He wants to spend time with his son, but he's with Portland now, so I'm not sure they were going to do well.
I'm sorry, anyway. I got Ariza and Avery Bradley confused. Bradley's reason is, first of all, whatever your reason is, it's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people who don't go outside. I mean, they're very limited of what they do outside, and so I get it. You're scared of the COVID that has a 99% survival rate. I understand, but if that's your choice, your choice. But Avery Bradley got a 6-year-old son that has health issues. I think.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't even been a thought. The minute they said bubble, I was like, yeah, okay, I won't be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's either I'm coming without my family, or I'm not coming. But I mean, he could have chose to still go. He's just saying my family can't be one of those to go.
You know, if I'm going into the bubble, I'm not taking my family. I'm like, you guys stay home. We can Zoom and we can call and text, and I'll see you in a couple months.
See, I don't understand that. Like,
yeah,
United States military men go overseas for a long period of time for a lot less money for the service of the men and women of America, right? So you not wanting to give up 3 or 4 months with your high salary is a little bothersome for me, but at the end of the day, I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? I heard Draymond Green say if he had to go to the bubble, but it's a personal choice. I'm not going to knock you for your personal choice, but I am going to disagree with it.
Yeah. I mean, so the league-wide COVID test results were supposed to come in today, I think. So I haven't heard anything about them, but apparently they've tested everybody or trying to test everybody, and tests are supposed to start. The results are supposed to start coming in today. So probably tomorrow or the next day, we'll start hearing about this guy's positive, that guy's positive, or, whatever. And honestly, man, I think there's a 50-50 chance this whole thing falls apart. I do, because, cases in Florida are going dramatically the wrong way. 7,000 Disney employees in the last few days signed a petition to Disney to delay opening of the park, which was supposed to open like this week or next week or something like that.
Sound like it's gonna be some job openings.
Sure are. Well, you know what? I don't want to work at the park for Disney. I had one of the guys I used to play basketball with here at the Monday night game I used to have with some fellas, worked at Disney for a long time. I mean, those guys get paid nothing. They're there, they're working 14 hours a day. They go home and there's like 6 or 8 people in an apartment, like a 2 or 3 bedroom place, sharing it. And man, those guys make scratch. So I wouldn't want to work there anyway. Now you're telling me there's a higher risk of getting sick or any of this kind of stuff for working for what you were paying us. I mean, the Disney era has been fighting for months or years or whatever to try to get the employees there at the park like $15 an hour. So
that's why they're in Florida. You know, they get paid in California, but the cost of living is much higher.
Yeah. So, you know, and people travel to Disney to work. I mean, they're not from Florida. They go there, spend a season or two working, and then, you know, hole up in an apartment with 6 or 8 people and work. And, you know, one of the guys. Go ahead.
Wouldn't be shocked if Disney owned some of them apartment buildings they charging people.
I'm sure they do. So, I mean, and one of the guys that played ball with us, I mean, he was in the Goofy costume all the time. So, you know, it's hot, it's humid, and you're in a Goofy I mean, it was 73 degrees when you were here this weekend. You were complaining about it's hot because of the humidity.
It is. Florida is worse than Dallas.
It is worse. So,
you know what? I'm ready to go. I'm going.
So
let me shake this weight, baby. Let me shake it.
All right.
As you know, I almost didn't make the podcast on time today.
Yeah.
The first time in a long time where, you know, I'm trying to work out 6 days a week. Well, these first 3 days was a booger bear, man. This third day, I was knocked out. And it's all because of you using more energy than you used to. And now your body's saying, sit, relax, recuperate. But so I can imagine, let's say it's your first time doing it and you get in that suit. You talk about working 14 hours, you sleep in the other 10 hours because you tired.
Yeah. So, yeah, you live in a house with a bunch of people. You're not going out to party because you're just beat. So, you know, I get it. Like, I'm doing the same thing now. When I ride like 20 miles on the bicycle or whatever, I come home and like an hour or two later, I just crash for about an hour and a half.
But you'll have no... Dude, I literally came home. I got in the shower, you know, text my baby. And then after that, bro, I was done. I ain't even plan to go to sleep. I just woke up.
Like, what?
Where the hell am I?
Yeah. Well, hey, we're doing good, man. You ought to be doing some 2-a-days. Like, wake up in the morning, get to it, and then do it in the afternoon after work.
That's what it feels like. That was the plan before Planet Fitness went on 24 hours right now. Okay. We will talk about that later. And you suck.
Okay. That sounds positive. Not necessarily. But so yeah, again, I'm like I said, I'm calling it now. I say there's a 50-50 chance that this falls apart. It's for all sports. That's correct.
All sports. So I mean, the fix for the NBA is easy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if the fix for baseball would be easy too, as we now know they finally agreed upon something.
Yeah, I got that down here.
But they have unlimited players. There's a whole lot of players just waiting to play in the NBA. I mean, Avery Bradley said no. J.R. Smith looked like he's on the way to the Lakers. But there's enough ballers.
They want a shot.
May not be the teammate or the player that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, and if need be, I'm available.
Me too.
You can play the season of COVID. If you have 15 COVID-19 relief players on your squad, and the only thing about them that resembles the San Antonio Spurs is they have a San Antonio Spurs across their chest, so be it. Yeah. But my point is, they have an unlimited number of ballers. I mean, I didn't even just talk about if you run out of G League players, there's still enough people out here saying, "Hey, brother, I can suit up."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can suit up. Baseball they got a whole lot of people in the minor leagues, which I don't think the minor leagues is playing or going to play this season, but. There's baseball players in independent leagues.
Yeah.
if your whole squad again is a COVID-19 relief squad, so be it. But that's what basketball and baseball, they can go play. Football is another issue.
Why?
Because nobody's gonna die in baseball. More than likely. I mean, there is a risk with a baseball being thrown at you that you can get hit in the head. If it comes down to it and you don't have enough pitchers and we got a right fielder throwing, you could possibly get hit with something really hard in your head. But you do have the ability to get out of the way. But in football, I hope Tom Brady get a whole COVID-19 offensive line, a whole COVID-19 replacement. Yeah, I hope Aaron Rodgers get one of those too.
Well, that could be. But the thing is, if you got offensive linemen going out left and right, you're going to have guys on the offensive line. They might be terrible, but you also might have terrible guys on the defensive line coming after you.
Possible, but let's say if Khalil Mack is healthy and stays healthy, and all 5 of your offensive linemen are COVID-19 relief offensive linemen, that's not a, that's, like at worst, if you have if you or I have to go play for the San Antonio Spurs, we just get dunked on. Like that's not so bad.
I got 6 fouls, buddy.
And I'm trying to use all of them in the first.
And I'm fouling the worst free throw shooter on that team.
But if I'm playing left tackle for Aaron Rodgers, hey man, that could be death to Aaron Rodgers taking that hit. So that's why I'm saying basketball and baseball, they got unlimited players they can go to. They might not be that great, but
I think they're going to have expanded rosters as it is. Like an NBA team has 15 players. I bet they're going to go to 18 or 20. And have them in the locker room inside the bubble already, and practicing with the team. I think
that should have already been in the works.
It probably they should have that money. It is.
I mean, they do the start here shortly. Their little preseason camp or whatever they trying to call it. They said you saying 18. I would go a full on 20.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen.
Extra people on the roster, man, so we can get through the season. So I can selfishly entertain myself.
Well, and another reason why they might do it, not just because of COVID, but because of fatigue. So you need some guy in there getting minutes when you're playing games so back to back to back.
I ain't trying to hear, bro.
No. Mostly that's going to be for baseball, because they're playing 60 games in 66 days.
Ain't they gonna be?
I think they're going to expand the rosters there, because you're going to have back to back.
They only got 25. They ain't got enough seats in the dugout.
That's another thought.
For baseball, I mean, out of the 25 players, you carrying what, 10 pitchers?
No,
12 pitchers?
I think what happens with that as well is that only the guys in the lineup are actually in the dugout. The rest are in the clubhouse down the hallway.
I was finna say they got to be somewhere.
Yeah,
because they can't fit it all in the dugout.
No,
but
yeah.
Man, listen, if they make that decision, like you and I, somebody call Ray and Dave, because y'all ain't making all the right decisions. This is a simple move. Yeah. Expand the rosters so that you can play your season as healthy as possible. But you're right, man. I mean, like, again, football is not quite yet due to start, so it's a little different. And we spoke about this, in previous weeks. You get to watch everybody else do their thing before you. All right, we need to put this in for our business sake, for our players' sake. But extend rosters, that's easy. Like for right now, like even if you don't for football, why is your practice squad might need to be 15 instead of 5? Just expect. This is like an easy decision, man. I got to call the Bears and the White Sox and let them know what the deal is, man. Because this ain't even something. It's not even difficult. It's not even a difficult thing to even think about. I feel like I'm wasting my breath talking about it. It's such an easy. It's not controversial.
It is, but it's not in the collective bargaining agreement. How many people are on a roster or any of that kind in the rules. So they have to like have some kind of document that says, "Hey, we officially adjust this," and everybody signs off on it that needs to sign off. And you're right; it should still be an easy decision.
It's an easy decision. A collective bargaining agreement. Why would that? Why?
I don't know. Whatever piece of paper they got to sign.
I know, but I'm just saying, who's going to be upset? The owners, because we have to pay a few more people. But when we ain't paying them, like J.R. Smith is about to sign, man, I saw what he. I guess that's good for the amount of time he playing, but I'm like, damn, that's barely NBA money.
Right.
So it's not like you know what I mean? Again, it's a simple decision if it just comes down to money for the owners. Because, as a player, players don't, can you help me win? We talked about that in previous weeks. Can you help me win? I don't care about nothing else. Yeah. Bring them in. Listen, if it means I have to play 4-on-5 and we have to pull a dude out the stands, let me pull the tallest one. Let me get Taco Fall out the stands. Like,
I would love. Who wouldn't love to see that right now? Yeah.
Just get me a body out here, man. I just don't see where the players is going to have an issue with it. The only issue, CBA or not CBA, is owners saying, well, there's more people we got to pay.
I agree. I hope they do that. I'm looking forward to it. But we have the basketball tournament. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's that $1 million tournament they play with a bunch of
tournament though. I've always thought it was a weird tournament because they just.
I do too.
It's just a random guys who used to play, and then a few guys that never play or never played college or played on a college program that you never heard of, and they just formed team. Matter of fact, how come we ain't never formed a team? Man, let's call Dacian and Elijah up, man. Let's get something cracking, man. Let's bring back the Kings basketball. They old enough now.
Yeah.
I mean.
I can't move very well because of this ankle, but I can be that point forward, man. I can pass out of the post.
I was joking about playing, but I'm dead serious about forming a team and play. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't. What's the best AAU team in the country? Are they not allowed to enter this tournament? Can they enter this tournament for free?
I don't know what the entry fee is. I tried to look through some of the rosters and stuff today, and there was a couple names in there I recognized, and like Jimmer Fredette was going to be in there. Maybe
he's always in.
Yeah,
he's always in. He's almost like the headliner.
Yeah. So I mean, Jimmer Fredette is your headliner. I mean, that's right.
Didn't you say it was $1 million, right?
Yeah, $1 million to the winning team.
Through the whole team or just the players?
8 or 10. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know how they divide it. But I would bet that there's probably, it's on a scale like an NBA roster. I'm sure this guy gets more than this guy and this, whatever. So if they got like 5 guys that are like, hey man, let's put a squad together, and they put the squad together. Okay, we'll split this money, and hey man, hey Chuck, do you want to play? Yeah, okay, all right, come on, play. We're gonna give you this much. All right, man, I'll take that. That sounds good. Let's have a good time.
You know what it sounds like to me?
What's that?
This sounds like the basketball league that Kyrie Irving wants to buy and own.
As a matter of fact, it does. Kyrie, your league is already formed for you. You just got to buy in, bro.
Just got to kick out the white people. He said he wanted to be all black.
Oh, did he say that? Okay.
He said it's a black players, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. Maybe he didn't say he wanted to be all black.
But what about Jimmer?
That's the way he made it sound. Well, first of all, when it comes to sports, you can get a black card real quick. Yeah. We're not sure. Larry Bird, as far as black people are concerned, is black. You can't score that often with. Listen, man, the man shot the ball, put his finger up, and walked away before it hit the bottom of the net. That's a brother.
I don't believe that cockiness belongs to one race or another.
Yeah, cockiness is number 2 to be black in athletics.
And what's number 1?
Black, just being black. Okay. Dark skin.
I'm not letting you take Larry, man.
And nor should you.
Listen, because we don't have that many white great basketball players, man. Yeah. So I'm not letting you take him.
All the great white basketball Caucasian are not white. They're from somewhere overseas.
We got Rex Chapman.
Rex Cabal. Yeah, but Rex has a black card. Did you see that dude with the Rex got a black card? I'm trying to. You got to start naming white guys, and I tell you which one of them don't have a black card.
Thunder Dan Marley.
White.
That's Danny Ainge.
White. Dirk Nowitzki. White.
Yeah, he's German. He's all kinds of white.
Right.
So
black.
Anyway, who is that?
He married a black woman. That means black card. So Dirk is in the black family too.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She's like Nigerian or something, right? She's
blackity black.
She's African.
Real she's black.
Not African American. She is African.
African. Right.
Yeah, so anyway, my point about the basketball tournament is that we kind of have a canary in the coal mine there, because they're going to go from July 4th to the 14th in a bubble in Columbus. So it's like 10 days in Columbus. We'll get an idea of what that looks like. I know these guys don't have the $1 million to spend on protection and whatever else like the NBA does. But anyway, it's kind of like a first indicator of, hey, what this might look like on a much, much smaller scale. So be looking for that July 4th. That starts next Saturday? A week from this Saturday. So
I will be social distancing at the Palace Station with a $2 margarita in my hand. And before any people send me a message talking about $2 margaritas, if you ain't ever had one, don't say nothing until you had one of these Station Casino $2 margaritas. I don't even like tequila. That's how good they are. So I'll be at the Palace Station because I'm a king. I belong in a palace. I'll be at the Palace Station with my $2 margarita watching that basketball tournament. Social distancing, of course.
Of course. So anyway, the next we had was I was going to talk about MLB, which we covered a little bit already. But, they're going to have like 60 games in 66 days. Finally, they got to that from originally 119, then 89, then 70, then now it's 60. It took them forever to get this done. Some people are blasting their credibility now as a league, and just because it just makes them look really bad. But one of the things that I was reading today is that they had some propositions, some ideas that they would have like mics on the players and then advertising on the uniforms to get a little bit more money. And I thought that was kind of a pretty cool thing just for them to get some money back, but the players absolutely refused that.
Why?
And I don't know why.
Because they're greedy and selfish.
Well, I mean, they could have split the money. I mean, they could have worked that out, but
this has been the hold up on why they couldn't decide how many games. It's been the players and how much money they're going to get paid. Again, I'm mad at them for making me side with billionaire owners, but for all you guys that's played 5, 6, 7, 8 years or more in the major leagues, like, okay, I know the owner has got billions, but for you, you can give back. It's just a different time. We are in different times. I don't care what you do for a living. Like, we all need to be helping each other. It doesn't matter who's a billionaire or a thousandaire. Whatever.
100aire.
It don't matter what it is. We all need to be helping each other, man. And for them to just say, nah, we don't want to be mic'd up. Nah, we don't want this on our uniforms because, we want a bigger piece of the pie.
I would love to have a mic on the catcher. Catch all those home plate conversations
between the hitter, the catcher, and the umpire.
Yes.
How many times you think Barry Bonds stepped up to the plate and said that wasn't a strike?
A lot, probably. Yeah, I would just
the great Babe Ruth. I heard, by the way, black.
Just take anybody you want, man.
Bro, the brother's nose, the nose and the lips, black.
I can't say that.
I'm just saying. I'm saying it. I'm black. It's just,
okay, you say it.
That's not racist or racial. That's a reality. Black people tend to have wider noses. White people tend to have longer, pointier noses.
You ain't seen my sister's
nose and Babe Ruth lips looks like a brother. That's neither here nor there. I'm just saying. The great Babe Ruth is, been recorded or is said that he said one time to the umpire, "I'll let you know when it's a strike because I'm a swing at it."
But so what if he misses, then it was a ball? If he swings and misses,
it's a strike. Period. Okay. He only swinging at a strike. Even if he missed, it's still a strike. It was a strike. Like, I ain't swinging at it unless it's a strike.
Anyway, so I think they made a couple of dumb decisions there. I think a mic on some of the players was a no-brainer. I think that happens in a lot of different leagues and stuff, and I think it's really entertaining. I think it's really cool. And advertising on uniforms, man. NBA does that now, and they get extra money out of it.
That's where we're going.
Well, it's not as bad as like European soccer and stuff like that. I mean, it's blazoned across the front of the jersey and stuff. Like, I like the way the NBA does it if they're going to do it. It's a small patch right here. So it's subtle, it's classy enough. It doesn't look like, hey, we're in your face with this advertising. And I think baseball should have done that. I mean, they could have added to their bottom line and players could figure out a way to negotiate part of that revenue.
So, even if they didn't get $0,
yeah,
your CBA will come up at some point, and you can say, "Hey, we let y'all have all this money during the pandemic over advertising on jerseys. We didn't ask for a penny. We're gonna ask now." You know what I mean? Like, they're making this so difficult.
I think the power structure after this in the major leagues is going to swing a little bit back toward the owners. I don't think it's going to be a massive amount, but I think after some of the stuff that went on and I just think that the owners are going to be a little bit more hardline this next time when they negotiate. So we will see how that goes. So other things, I heard today that they canceled the New York Marathon, which is November 1st. So they're making that decision now. So this must have been like a deadline or something for putting in your application or paying your money to get in or something like that. And they just said, no, hey, we're not going to do it. So that's interesting. And then also in tennis, the world number one, Djokovic, tested positive for COVID-19 after, man, they had all kinds of video of this guy out at bars, partying, doing the limbo, hanging out with people. I mean, it was just massive party. Like, dude, and now Djokovic's parents are trying to blame it on a different tennis player, saying it was his fault that it's spreading and not Djokovic. I'm like, so, what does it matter? He got it. I mean, he got it at a party, a huge party with thousands of people. So,
and none of them with no hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. These people, I don't know what's wrong with people. I ain't gonna tell people not to go outside. I'm tell people do what you want to do, but you don't even have to love me. Love yourself. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Take your vitamin C and your zinc and your hand sanitizer. That's what you need. What, bro? I ain't gonna lie to you. I just spent my last chump change on I had the double pack of vitamin C and the double pack of zinc today. I was like, man, I got plenty of vitamin C. I got plenty of zinc. I got plenty of all the vitamins I need to help me fight the virus. Like, because now Corona ain't COVID or the Corona or COVID. It's
just the virus.
It's just the virus. COVID, the coronavirus has done made it. It's like, MJ. You know what I mean? LeBron, the king, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the virus, right?
It's one name.
They just got like one name. The virus is just the bomb now, right? Yeah, so right. I know I don't need it, but people they're like trying to break down my conspiracy wall, making me feel like, wait a minute, it might be true. I done went out and got that like the second wave joint, and and then the reality is, I know four people that I know personally that have now got it. And so now it's like, it's one thing when it's like the man next to the man, and like I you, but closer. Then your grandma got right.
A little closer each time.
Right next to you.
Yeah.
In terms of knowing them, not really next to me, but I know you. It's like I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. So I just doubled down. I done went from 2 vitamin C to 3 vitamin C.
And somebody in the brotherhood, right? Their mother got it this week, right?
Juju's mom got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So hope she's all right. Thoughts for her, man.
Let's check on her. Yeah. I mean, man, thoughts for everybody. Thoughts and prayers that anybody got the virus, man. So that, you know what I mean? Again, there is a 99% survival rate. So the likelihood, unless you're in one of those, demographic high risk demographics, you're probably going to survive. But again, people, just love yourself, man. Hand sanitizer, take your vitamin C, take your zinc, and whatever other vitamins out there that helps with not catching colds or whatever it is. I can't think of the proper word that you should use, but take those things, man. You ain't even got to care about nobody else. Just care about yourself, and we'll be fine. But your boy Djokovic, he didn't give a damn.
No, he did not.
He was out there pop locking and dropping it, and having a good time. Slapping high fives. And come on, man. Like you're the perfect person to catch COVID.
Yeah. Because he's in great shape, so this is probably not going to affect him really that much. But boy, if he passes it on to somebody else that's close to him, and
correct. What you do when you go to the store? The same thing to everybody else. We try not to get close. When I took my son to the lake, there were literally like a group over here that was 12 feet away, and a group over there was 12 feet away. And then when we were in the ocean, nobody touched. People were about 8 to 10 feet away while we were out there in the lake. So like, I don't understand why you would high five and hug strangers you don't really know, man. Like, I don't know, man. It just all seems weird to me. Like, if anybody deserved to catch it, it would have been him.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Okay, so what I have here for the off season, Ray was in town this weekend, so we actually went out and enjoyed a UFC fight, watching that at Twin Peaks this weekend, so that was good. Man, I just enjoyed being out watching it. I mean, there was space between us and nobody near us. There wasn't that many people there, so that was great. The waitress had a mask on, so that was good, and we were all good. But I tell you what, I enjoyed watching that fight. I mean, it wasn't even big name fighters or anything like that, but I enjoyed being out and watching the fight.
So the funny thing about that fight is Dana White came out and was saying how he just kind of said it was a boring fight, right? However, I think his name is Ariel Helwani, big UFC reporter, blah, blah, blah. He's like, this is not a shot. He said that dude he told everybody before the fight, like out on Twitter, he said, if you're coming to the fight or buying the fight and expecting, a stand-up, hand-to-hand combat, don't buy the fight. Like, he pretty much had told people he had a game plan, as Ariel Helwani says, he had a game plan. He carried it out perfectly. So for Dana White to be upset, it's like, win is win. Now, Dana White is worried about his product. I mean, you get more money if you choke a person out or if you knock a person out. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So he always going to advocate for that. But this dude saw a weakness on tape and exploited it. He did his job. Like, I guess that ain't even really something he do as often as he did it. I mean, he set a UFC record for takedowns.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So he saw a weakness and he just ran with it. That's what after it. That's what I don't care what, if it's UFC or boxing, you study the other man's and you find a weakness and you exploit it as often as you can. He did it. So I don't understand why Dana's upset. The man, I mean, I didn't know that was the plan going in. I got a little perturbed too, like, hey, put this dude away. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if that was your plan, bravo.
He executed and won.
He executed and he won.
So
unanimously.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. I still enjoyed watching it. I mean,
yeah. But
no fight ever goes like you want to watch it, but I mean, it was still watching a fight.
Bro, I ain't the one taking the punch. So, I mean, it is. I mean, like, this ain't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm more likely to make a whole lot of more comments about baseball or basketball, but in sports where people get hit, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't willing to do it.
Well, you know what I mean? We need to get, if we're going to talk some UFC and want somebody to talk about that kind of stuff, we got to get Big Judd on here.
Let's get Judd. We define Judd, but that ain't going to.
I know, we'd have to find him first. Judd's one of the guys we used to work with bouncing at the Beagle, and he was doing UFC stuff and then got injured and he couldn't do it. He was going to try to make the UFC, but he's a big dude. I would not want to mess with him.
He still would have to lose weight, though.
Yeah, he would have.
I think you got 265. Judd was easily 315, 325 when we back then.
He would have had tough time losing that much weight, though. I mean, he wasn't a lot of flab. I mean, he was a lot of muscle.
Money talk.
Yeah.
You see actors all the time put on 60 pounds. I forget, wasn't it Sylvester Stallone of all people put on all that fat just for a movie role where he played hey man, money talk, BS walk. Money will make you do strange things.
Tom Hanks lost it all for Castaway. He lost a bunch of weight for Castaway. So they had to halt filming for Castaway while he actually went away and lost this weight and then came back as this emaciated looking man on a desert island. But anyway.
All right. So we bringing in movies. Movie is a sport. Like my man Chris used to say out in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas, K104, Chris Arnold. My man. I'm sure he's not Chris on K104 anymore. Chris Arnold of the Mavericks now. Yeah. But yeah, he used to say on his sports show, movies is a sport. So I at some point, people just be on the lookout. Top 5 best sports movies, top 5 whatever.
We talked about those before a little bit.
It's coming. So we did.
Yeah, we did.
I forget, bro. I'm getting old. I need some ginkgo.
We probably ought to break it down by sport. Go baseball movies, then football movies, then basketball movies, and
I think we talked about the Goon, bro. About as far as sports movies.
Well, yeah, we talked about a bunch of sports movies. We didn't really break them down that much, but yeah, we talked about
sport. It's coming, people. Y'all just stay tuned.
The Chris Arnold you're shouting out to. Were you there the night we asked him to leave the Beagle?
Yes. Yes. He says it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't never told nobody this, so I'm finna say this right now. He said some real black stuff to me. And I was like, man, I ain't know Chris. All right, brother.
You can't tell, boy. I can tell by watching him. He would have
said. Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's got that when he's he's on TV, he's got that sort of, you can tell he's trying to
but this was
work
years
real hard.
Ago. See it now when he's doing doing his thing with the Mavericks. But man, I'm paraphrasing. Chris said to me, brother, can you please give me a cab and get me the F away from these white people? I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But the man was drunk. Just get back. I was like, got you. I'm like, we had already kicked him out. He was already outside.
And in fairness to Chris, there was nothing that Chris had done. I think it was one of his friends that was acting up or whatever. So we had to ask the group to leave, but he was part of that. So anyway, so Chris had no hard feelings or anything, man. I know it wasn't you, but anyway, it's a cool story to tell. Hey, we had to ask, we kicked out Chris Arnold.
Dallas celebrity to get the heck out.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to tailgating. Here we go. You suck, Ray. What do you got? What do you got for you suck?
Well, for you suck, I'm going to call out Planet Fitness at 2741 Vilewood Parkway, suite number 47, Farmers Branch, Texas. You suck. I was out there in Dallas visiting my brother, dropping off my son. And I decided, I'm trying, now that COVID is over, COVID-19 pandemic, almost slowed down, they opened up the gyms and restaurants or whatever. So, I didn't go to the gym when it first opened because I had my son here and I was trying to focus on him. So, but now that I had dropped him off, I'm like, I'm finna start going back to the gym. I go into the gym, bleep, sign in and everything. Excuse me, sir, you have to wear a mask. How in the hell is my fat butt gonna put a mask on and work out? No. No. So you, Planet Fitness, out there in Farmers Branch on Valwood, you suck. I just went to my gym 3 times this week. Planet Fitness out here on Rancho. Big ups to them. Ain't no mask, ain't none of that. They just want you to spray down everything. That's it. And I'm cool with that. I was doing that before there was a pandemic. I don't want to lay in another man's sweat. So Planet Fitness, Farmers Branch on Valwood, you suck.
All right. You want to get one more? You want to talk about your internet service?
No, we'll save that one for later.
Okay, all right. And for my you suck this week, I'm going back to some stuff we were talking about earlier, just with COVID. People that cannot control yourselves and just not go to parties and stay away from other people for just a few months, you suck. Guys, man, you don't have to stay home completely. I mean, don't go to a crowded bar, a crowded restaurant, have a big party. I mean, there was 16 people that went for somebody's graduation or birthday party or something like that in Florida, went to a restaurant, a very crowded restaurant. All 16 people got COVID. All 16. And a lot more people in that restaurant did too, from what I understand. So, look, man, just stay away from each other for a while. It's okay. It really is okay. We will all live. It might be lonely for a little bit. Maybe you got your girlfriend or your wife or your kids. Play a game at home. Xbox is fun. You can do a lot of stuff on Xbox. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got all kinds of movies and streaming stuff on Xbox. Plus, you can play games. So,
just not Fortnite.
It's just not Fortnite for you. So, man, it's just, I mean, it's not that hard to stay away from people. It's not, and you look at these graphs of the number of cases in other countries, and they're all like on a sharp downward spike, and ours are like leveled off for a while, and now it's going right back up. I'm like, guys, just stay away. Maybe it is only a 1% death rate. I don't want to be that 1%. So,
especially when it's preventable.
Yeah. It's not that freaking hard. Just stay away.
It's preventable. It's not like when people die because they ate bad all their life, right?
Yeah.
People, they make some delicious stuff. It's hard to stay away. I get it. But that's not, but it's not hard to put a vitamin in your mouth and squeeze some hand sanitizer, right? I mean, sometimes I think that between the cotton industry and the hand sanitizer industry, I don't know what that would be. Alcohol, because that's what it really is.
Yeah.
I believe that they might be the people behind this COVID-19 pandemic, because they getting paid. Follow the money, baby.
There's
follow the money. Follow the money.
The people that make vitamin C.
People that make vitamin C, which is cool. I ain't gonna even be mad. Whatever keeps me from not catching the virus, I'm gonna do it. Whatever I got to pay. So if vitamin C suddenly is $12 a bottle, guess who's gonna be paying $15?
Yeah,
this guy
right there. So people like Djokovic, the tennis player, you suck.
You suck.
So let's move on to Ray's rumination. What you got, man?
For Ray's rumination, nada. No, I'm just playing. This is where I'm gonna drop that other. For Ray's rumination today, we want to talk about Cox internet cable provider.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant something else.
Sorry.
We don't want to talk about that on the show.
It's only funny because usually that's me. That's usually me. I'm taking it to the dark side, but you had to just come out with it. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm probably gonna be laughing for the next 20 minutes. Let me try to get through.
You know I'm cutting this part out. Go ahead.
Cox Internet Service Provider. You suck. I work from home. I've got 23% packet loss. I have no idea what the hell that means. But apparently it makes my internet extremely slow. I have a VoIP, which is voice over option, whatever it is, in order to use my because the phone is actually an app on the computer. Long story short, they just logged me out. Just literally, I'd be on the phone call and then I'm talking to somebody about their medicine of all things. I'm trying to help people stay alive with their nitroglycerin for their heart or something. And they just dropped the phone conversation and they have to call back, which by the way, looks bad on my report. And it's just annoying as all heck to the person on the other side that they done already spent 12 minutes with me discussing their medical needs. And then all of a sudden, because you, Sir Cox Cable, you suck so bad that now they have to, it's terrible, man. Like I literally had to not call off. I had to put in for a day off today just so my company would pay me so I can have Cox come out and check it out. And they came and they left and a temporary fix. Like I'm like, you just God, if I don't get, I promise you people, if my company decides that they don't want to pay me for Monday and Tuesday, because basically on Monday and Tuesday I sat at the computer hoping that it would reconnect all day long, dropping calls from people who try not to die. Cox Cable, you get more than a you suck. You are a piece of crap. Ooh, Jesus. If I could just, boy, that's why, you know what? When you get one of them, ooh, Jesus, I like that out of black people, that's because they really want to say a whole lot more, but God is controlling you. God be in control, and you just hold your tongue because you really want to say a whole lot of nasty, dirty cuss words. If I lose money for Monday and Tuesday, let's just say it might be a lot of Cox Cable trucks with flat tires. I'm just saying.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly. I said this. I said it. They come. I said it. I meant it. Ain't no allegedly on this.
I don't know nothing about this.
I
didn't hear a word he said.
This is I, Raymond Jones Jr. saying that Cox Cable gonna get a whole lot of flat tires if I log in tomorrow and my computer ain't working properly. That's all I got for Ray's rumination.
All right. Well said. All right. So for Dave's dialogue this week, I want to talk about, I am taking next week off. I am so glad. It's the first time I've had a week off or any time off since like early October last year. So except for, national holidays or whatever. So normally this time of the year, I'm kind of sad because I would be going to Las Vegas to watch the Summer League for that week. And so I'm going to miss that this year. But I tell you what, I'm just going to enjoy being at home that week. I'm going to get some stuff done here at the house, some stuff that's been waiting for me for a long time just because,
Staycation.
Because you know how it is, man. You get home from work and last thing you want to do is sit in front of a computer. You just kind of want to sit there and veg. And, there's some stuff that needs addressing in my closet. A lot of clothes that need to go to the cleaners and stuff like that haven't been in a long time. And I've lost some weight now, so I can actually get back into those clothes. And they're nice clothes. So I'm going to try to maybe put 100 miles or so on my bicycle next week because I have several days where I can ride early or late or whatever, and I don't have to worry about being at work for 8 hours. Man, I'm probably going to give myself like a few guitar or piano lessons, man. Just kind of sit here and try to figure some stuff out on that. So enjoy that while I have time. So that's all I have, man. You guys
If
enjoy your time off when you have it. What
if you make sure you and do at least have a day where you just do nothing and just sit there and think about nothing. But if you should happen to get guitar lessons and find a hard guitar acoustic case for $20, you let me know. I will cash app you that 20.
Well, I might. I'm looking for some new pedals for my drums. So I want to get some Tama double bass pedals, and they're like $200, whatever. So I might go up to Guitar Center. Maybe I'll see if they got like a hard case or something while I'm there. I'll check that out.
Yeah, because now that now that I don't actually have kids, you know what I mean? Because my kids live in a different state. I think I might be able to, find some time to. And now that you taught me how to properly hold a guitar.
I tell you what,
a guitar, I did guitar 10 years, bro. And maybe I mean, obviously I don't know how to play it, but like I say, I like to pull it out and look cool.
Yeah.
And but I didn't know that's how you was supposed to hold it on that, man. That was like a light bulb moment. Because part of my issue was playing with it, and I always felt like my shoulder was like I couldn't get it. So this made my shoulder, man. So now I'm like ready to put some hours in and see if I can't learn like one or two songs. That new song I sent you yesterday, man.
Yeah.
I played that song about 3 hours straight, bro.
Put it on loop.
Man, I just played it. I love that song.
It doesn't sound too hard either.
Yeah. So. But it sounds like there's a part in the song where it changes a little bit.
It does, yeah.
But that don't mean I got to do that part. I can still stay.
Well, and that's the thing about, when you get some of the music for this, like the guitar tablature and stuff like that you can sort of make it your own. Maybe they might be picking on some stuff, but you can just go through the chords and it still sounds fine. It doesn't sound maybe like they had it, but it still sounds, all right. So that's kind of cool.
As they say on American Idol, but I made it my own.
You made it your own. I just, I wish we had some friends to kind of hang out with that were musicians, and just, I don't really know anybody that's a musician that I could just hang around with and absorb, things from. And that's a big thing in learning.
Tay kind of disappeared, man. You remember Tay?
Yes.
Fat brother there with the big voice, that brother. Yeah. I mean, man, he just disappeared. Remind me when I get off, I'm gonna send you a clip of him doing a remake of Billie Jean. You're gonna lose your mind.
Right on. we might put that up on the site too, so just everybody else can hear it. But I mean, just having people around that you can just pick their brain on stuff and just talk about music. I think that's really one of the reasons I really like talking to that woman. The piano player that I met in Vietnam, and we've been texting since October, since I was there, back and forth, because we talk about music a lot, and that's very fulfilling for me. Right. So, it's good to have peers to talk to about the stuff you're interested in, and I don't have anybody like that around me that plays guitar, or plays piano, or whatever. We can just sit and jam and spend time doing musical things, and so.
Music is hard if it's not something that you're born with.
Yeah.
Right. Whitney Houston.
Learn when you're a child.
Whitney Houston was born with that vocal box, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like things, we talking like Michael Jordan. Some things might come to you a little easier than it would be somebody who's learning to hit a note. She probably found notes at 3, 4, 5 that take people 20 years to find. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's so hard for them to get to a certain spot where she can and back off of it and do it again before they still trying to find it. Right. So like you say, unless you learn early, how to play piano. Usually, I don't know why they choose piano, but whatever it is, if you don't learn an instrument early and develop that mentally, and then maybe develop a love for it as well, it's hard. Like we enjoy music. Most people enjoy music, but they don't really understand how hard it is to actually make a song.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's some stuff I'm going to mess around with this week. I'm glad to be having that week off, but that's all I have for Dave's dialogue this week. So I guess we finished, man.
That's it. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.
Man.
I had to bring the 70s back, bro.
All right, man. That's what you're good for. Later, bro.
Late.